The next morning, Michael was gone. Clothes, passport, personal items vanished. Emma immediately called Morris, who advised her to leave the house immediately. "If he's connected to Dela Cruz, you're not safe," the investigator warned. Emma drove straight to Sophia's house, finding the young woman packing frantically. "He came last night, took some things, told me to disappear," Sophia explained, tears streaming down her face. "He said people might come looking." "Emma, I'm scared. I don't understand what's happening." Emma helped Sophia and Daniel into her car. "We need to go somewhere safe while we figure this out." At Morris's office, they learned the extent of Michael's criminal activities. He'd been using his investment firm to launder money for Dela Cruz's organization, creating shell companies and false investments. The multiple families weren't just emotional compartmentalization, they were strategic covers, different bases of operation. "We found something else," Morris said grimly, bringing up financial records. "Large payments to this account, belonging to a Thomas Wayland." Emma frowned. "That name means nothing to me." "It did to me," Morris said. "Retired CIA operative, specializing in deep cover operations. Went private sector years ago." He pulled up a photo that made both women gasp. It was Michael, 30 years younger, different name, but unmistakably him. "Your husband isn't just a con man," Morris explained. "He's a professional, someone trained to create and maintain false identities. The question is, who is he really working for now?" Sophia clutched Daniel closer. "Are you saying my husband, our husband, is a spy?" "Not exactly," Morris replied. "More like a very specialized mercenary. And someone recently paid him $20 million for something that's about to happen." The safe house Morris arranged was a cabin 2 hours outside the city. Emma and Sophia established an uneasy alliance, sharing stories of the man they both thought they knew, searching for any clue to his real intentions. "He always avoided cameras," Sophia mentioned. "Said he was superstitious." "Separate circles of friends," Emma added. "Never wanted our lives to intersect." Daniel played nearby, blissfully unaware of the danger surrounding them. Emma's phone rang, an unknown number. "I know where you are." Michael's voice was cold. "You shouldn't have involved Sophia." "You involved her years ago," Emma countered. "What was the plan, Michael? Keep juggling families while laundering money?" "That was never the primary objective. The families, the investment firm, all convenient covers." "For what?" A pause. "Tomorrow, a federal witness will be relocated through your city. A witness whose testimony would dismantle operations worth billions to certain people. That cannot happen." Emma's blood froze. "You're going to kill them." "I've already been paid. The only variable is whether you and Sophia become complications that need resolving." The call ended. Emma turned to find Sophia standing behind her, face ashen. "We need to warn someone," Sophia whispered. "Who? We don't know who to trust. Michael had police connections, government contacts." Morris arrived hours later with grim news. "Someone broke into my office, took everything on Michael's case. We're dealing with professionals." That night, as Sophia and Daniel slept, Emma made her decision. They couldn't run forever. Michael, or whatever his real name was, needed to be stopped. "I'm going back," she told Morris. "I know how he thinks, where he'll position himself." "It's suicide," the investigator argued. "What choice do we have? More innocent people will die." Morris reluctantly agreed to help. But as dawn broke, they discovered Sophia and Daniel missing, a note left behind. "He has my mother. I had to go." The trap was closing around them all. Emma raced back to the city with Morris, piecing together what they knew. The witness transfer would happen at the federal building downtown. If Michael was planning an assassination, he'd need a sniper position with clear sight lines. There, Emma pointed to a map, The Carlisle building. He took me to the rooftop restaurant there for our 10th anniversary. Perfect vantage point. As they approached, Emma's phone rang again. Sophia's number. You're clever, Emma. Not Sophia's voice, but a woman's. Older, refined. Always Michael's most intelligent project. Who is this? Where's Sophia? Eleanor Voss. Michael works for me. Has for almost 30 years. Sophia and her son are safe for now. Morris mouthed silently. Voss International, a global security consulting firm with government contracts. Michael isn't a criminal, Eleanor continued. He's an asset elimination specialist. The witness he's targeting is a terrorist who's manipulated federal protection. We're preventing a catastrophic attack. Why should I believe you? You shouldn't. Trust should be earned, not given. But ask yourself, have you verified who this witness really is? Or are you operating on assumptions provided by your investigator friend? Emma glanced at Morris, suddenly uncertain. Michael created separate lives because his work required compartmentalization, Eleanor explained. But he grew attached to you both, a weakness in our profession. Now he's compromised. What do you want? Let him complete this mission. Then we can discuss extracting all of you safely. You, Sophia, the boy. New identities, new lives. And if I refuse? Then innocents die, including the families of everyone involved. Your husband isn't the only operative we control. The line went dead, leaving Emma with an impossible choice. The Carlisle building rooftop was eerily quiet when Emma and Morris arrived. She'd insisted on coming alone, but the investigator refused to let her face this without backup. They found Michael setting up a sniper rifle at the edge, his movements precise and practiced. "It's over, Michael," Emma called. He didn't look surprised to see her. "You shouldn't be here." "Neither should you. Voss contacted me. I know what you're planning." Michael's expression hardened. "Then you know why it has to happen." "I don't know anything anymore," Emma replied. "Is the target really a terrorist, or is that another lie?" Before he could answer, the rooftop door burst open. Sophia stumbled through, eyes wild with fear, followed by a composed Eleanor Voss. "I told you to stay put," Michael snapped at Sophia. "Your wife is resourceful," Eleanor commented, "found her way out of our safe house." Morris moved toward Michael. "Put the weapon down." Michael didn't move. "The convoy will be here in 4 minutes. This ends today." "Not like this," Emma pleaded. "There has to be another way." Eleanor sighed. "There isn't, and we've wasted enough time." She drew a pistol, pointing it calmly at Sophia. "Michael, finish the job, or I'll finish her." In that moment, Emma saw something she never expected: genuine fear in Michael's eyes. Whatever his deceptions, his feelings for Sophia were real. Morris lunged for Eleanor. A shot rang out. Morris fell, clutching his shoulder. Michael moved with startling speed, placing himself between Eleanor and Sophia. "Lower the gun, now! You've gone soft," Eleanor said with disappointment. 15 years ago, you wouldn't hesitate." 15 years ago, I was a different person." "No," Eleanor replied. "You were no one. I made you, gave you purpose, identity." Emma inched toward the rifle Michael had abandoned. Eleanor noticed, firing a warning shot near her feet. What happened next unfolded in seconds. Michael charged Eleanor. 2 shots cracked through the air. Both figures crumpled to the ground as federal vehicles appeared on the street below. 3 months later, Emma sat across from Sophia in a quiet cafe far from the city they once called home. Between them, Daniel colorfully scribbled in a dinosaur coloring book. "The new identities are ready," Emma said quietly. "Morris says we can relocate next week." Sophia nodded. absently touching the scar on her arm where Eleanor's bullet had grazed her. Has there been any change? Number still in federal custody, still cooperating with authorities. Michael had survived his confrontation with Eleanor. Unlike his former handler, now he was dismantling Voss International's operations from the inside, trading information for potential leniency. Do you ever wonder which version of him was real? Sophia asked. Emma considered the question. I think they all were in their way. The husband, the father, the operative. Compartmentalized, like Eleanor taught him. The truth had been more complex than either woman imagined. Eleanor Voss had indeed rescued a young, nameless orphan decades ago, molding him into the perfect chameleon. But her organization hadn't been protecting national security. They'd been selling services to the highest bidder, eliminating problems for powerful clients. The terrorist witness had actually been a whistleblower prepared to expose it all. What will you tell Daniel when he's older? Emma asked. Sophia watched her son drawing. That his father did terrible things for the wrong reasons, but in the end, he chose to protect what mattered most. They sat in silence, two women forever connected by the ultimate betrayal, yet now bound by something stronger, the truth, however painful. We should go, Emma said finally. Our flight leaves early. As they walked out into the sunlight, Emma felt the weight of her wedding ring, still on her finger despite everything. Some habits were hard to break. Some wounds would never fully heal. But ahead lay something she'd thought impossible months ago, a future unburdened by lies, where every step forward was her choice alone. The perfect illusion had shattered, but from its fragments, Emma had finally found something real, herself.
If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications.